Hi, everyone, and welcome to our side event, Empowering Youth Leadership Strategies for Amplifying Youth Voices in Southeast Asia. So, we are joined today by four different speakers, and I will be introducing them shortly. We have four very distinguished speakers with us here today. But before that, let's just give a bit of context about today's event, right? So, in Southeast Asia, it's a very diverse region. We have a youth population of over 224 people, ages from 15 to 35 years old. And that's not even accounting for children who are aged 18 and below. However, when we are looking at youth leadership in the region, only 21.18% of youths are actually represented in all of ASEAN's legislative bodies, including the parliaments and also other legislative bodies. So, youths are often hailed as the leaders of today and the architects of the future. But why isn't this reflected in our systems? So, we have here with us four very distinguished speakers from different backgrounds who are going to be sharing a little bit about their insights about youth leadership and also how we can amplify youth voices in Southeast Asia further. So first, we have Zoel Ng from the All Party Parliamentary Group Malaysia, who's and the My SDG Academy, and we have Mr. Lim Puay Tiak from ASEAN Disability Forum, Dr. Wylen Yap, who is the founder of Double Decker English and Public Speaking and Shane Learning Center Indonesia, as well as Ali, who is a Max Thabiso Edkins climate ambassador and a youth climate advocate. So I hope my screen is still visible for everyone, or I hope that it's still in full screen. Could anyone give me an indicator, please? All good? It's still in full screen?
No, it's not on full screen.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Let me come back to this. So sorry, everyone, for technical difficulties. There's always these problems, I think, when it comes to Zoom meeting. Just 1 second. Okay, first and foremost, I would like to ask Zoel, right? So Zoel, you work with the governments and other stakeholders and NGOs, youths even. So from your experience, right? I would
Mm.
really like to ask, how can governments, businesses, NGOs, and other stakeholders other than the youths engage with young people in sustainable development efforts? Do you have any best practices that you could share with us?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, moderator, and good afternoon to all. I'm Zoel from Malaysia. I work in the NGO and also government for the past 19 years. From my experience, I say that first we have to use bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach, which means that go and talk with the young people what they want, what they are interested, what is their condition before designing something. Because often we think that is good for the people, but they may not feel so. And also when we design the programs, whether it is close to their heart and also in their context. Some youth are in the school, some youth are in the workplace, and also their accessibility to technology and also local conditions. So I would say first, use the bottom-up approach. If it's, you feel that you want to do something for the youth, talk with the youth first, identify what is the best. And secondly is to leverage on the strength regardless is from the business, CSO or the private sectors. Everyone have their own strengths and resources. We shall identify the strengths, identify the common direction and value, then we go together. Don't simply initiate something that isn't in your yearly plan. It will divert a lot of attention. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Zola, for sharing such great insights. I think your knowledge and your experience really does help us to figure out how we can actually better leverage on youth's insights when we are doing programs itself. So, next, I would really like to go into inclusion a little bit. So, Mr. Lim, I would really like to know as well, right? So, we rarely talk about the struggles that youths with disabilities have in accessing and engaging in these decision making spaces? What are the challenges that people with disabilities face, especially for young people in the decision making space? Mr. Lim, can you hear us? Okay. I think Mr. Lim has some technical difficulties, and we will move on first with Dr. Wylen. So, Dr. Wylen, how can
Yeah.
we better equip young people to engage in the decision making processes at the national and regional level? I believe you have a lot of experience, especially with founding the double decker English and public speaking and also the Shane Learning Center Indonesia. So how exactly can we, better equip them to be able to represent themselves at the national and also regional level? If you could share that with us, that would be great.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Thank you for the question. Maybe I would like to mix my answer with my experience as the mentoring for the young volunteer. Is it okay? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
great.
Yeah. If we want to empower the next generation, we must invest in educational and leadership training, right? That sharpen their communication and problem-solving skills. Young people deserve a seat at the table. If I believe, whether it's in national policy discussions or local village planning meetings, when they step into real decision-making space, they don't just learn, but they will lead, right? They bring fresh ideas, gain valuable experience, and create real change in their communities. Let's give them the tools, the confidence, and the opportunities to shape the future they will inherit. If we truly want to empower the next generation, we must invest in them, invest in their education, their leadership, and their ability to communicate, manage, and solve their problems because young people don't just belong on the sidelines, they deserve a seat at the table. Whether it's shaping national policies or planning the future of their own villages, they have a voice that must be heard. And when we give them the opportunity to step into real decision making spaces, something incredible happens. They bring fresh ideas, they gain invaluable experience, and most importantly, they create real, lasting change in their communities. So let's give them the tools, let's give them the confidence, let's open the doors of opportunity and trust them to shape the future they will inherit. Because the future isn't just about them, it belongs to them. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Whelan. I think that's a really powerful message that, we really need to equip young people with that proper skills to be able to engage meaningfully at all levels, right? So I think I'll move back to Mr. Lim. Can you hear us now, Mr. Lim? Or are you able to speak?
Are you waiting for me?
Yes.
I can hardly hear you, but anyway, let me respond. I think in a rapidly aging society, social protection systems will be taxed by an inverted pyramid, where the younger generation have to support an increasing generation of seniors. For example, in Singapore, presently 1 in 5 age 65 years and above. In 5 years' time, by 2030, 1 in 4 would be aged 65 years and above. Youth with disabilities have to step up and contribute to this social protection model and be part of the solution and not be part of the problem. They must be adequately prepared and appropriately skilled to meet the demands of a new era. They must regain and fight back the decision-making processes by remaining engaged, enabled, and empowered. The 3 E's. Don't wait to be invited. To me, disability inclusion is a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. While society seeks to increasingly include people with disabilities, we must not take steps to exclude them either intentionally or attitudinally. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I really resonated with those three E's that you mentioned: enabled, engaged, and empowered. So, speaking of empowering youth, we have with us here a youth representative herself. So, Ellie is a youth climate advocate, and I think she would also have some insights about the lived experiences that young people face when they are trying to enter into these leadership spaces for making decisions and policies. So, Ellie, what are the challenges you face as a youth advocate in Southeast Asia, and how are you overcoming these challenges?
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is PPPU, but you can just call me Ellie. I'm from Myanmar, but currently study in Bangkok, Thailand. So I'm doing, some kind of youth advocacy in sustainable development. Yeah. So before I answer your question, Kua, thank you so much for inviting me. And then yeah, it's really nice to see you also. Comparing to our like older generations with like my further generations, like my grandfather generation. So this generation, our generation, I feel like we got more chance to communicate with international organizations like this kind of events. So we also have like international opportunity to showcase our innovations, our ideas, and also our solutions. So like however we get the more opportunity, we also have the more challenge that we are facing right now. So to point out in my point of view, last week I was in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur for the Economic Youth Forum. So in that forum, we also made like one solutions about the mentorship, quality mentorship, to get the quality mentorship and also like IP productions for youth initiatives and innovation solution. So that like for the mentorship, we got a lot of mentorship from various organizations, from various sectors, but we don't know how to measure the data, the qualifications of the mentorship. That we want to know the mentorship that we got is the qualified, or like we want to know the mentorship that we receive is how much it's effective for our solution in real life. So that we have a lot of mentorship program we can search from online website everywhere. But we want to know how to measure the data and how to address the real life, challenges, or like to solving the experience that we got from our manager. And another thing is the IP production. So as like I also have some kind of project that I am working with my friends. So the main challenge that we are facing right now is IP and also like license production for our initiatives. So comparing to the business owner, we don't have that kind of power and we don't have that kind of supporting background. So sometimes we could be some kind of like competitions, international competition to showcase and to study our solution, to study our idea. But when it's come to the like big company or big business, so they are really like our ideas and our solutions, so that they want to get. So at that time, we want to have like fully production for our product. So like yeah, the significant that I am facing right now, and I am seeing right now is like I think the and also like ASEAN and also Asia Pacific region is like to get great mentorship program, and also to get significance and like effective IP production for our solution, for our innovation. Yeah. And then how we can overcome. So yeah, we try our best like to communicate with intergovernmental conversation with the government sector and private sector, and also we also try to communicate intergenerational communication with the professions and experts in the industry field. So we also share peer-to-peer sessions, so that yeah, communication is a great key. And then we're really happy to join this kind of event. I like to represent as a youth boy with the professionals, so we can learn from each other, and we can share our challenges and we can create our solutions. So yeah, there is like a lot of motivations to join this kind of event. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ellie. So, I think we are very clear on what are the challenges that you face, and they also have an ask for mentorship and also protection when it comes to things like IP and other forms as well when they are accessing these spaces. So I think coming back to Zoa, right, I think this is a great segue because I think youths have been asking for these things as well, but then it seems that there is a disconnect between young people and also the other stakeholders. So from your experiences, right, Zoel, um, how can what are the challenges for other stakeholders to actually engage with youths? What's the barriers that are hindering them from, providing these mentorship programs or engaging more meaningfully with young people?
All right, thank you. I think first of all, the stakeholders have to understand that youth has different types of youth. I'm not so sure how about others country. Just share with you about Malaysia. Youth have youth in school because youth definition is from to 25 or to 30. In Malaysia is 30. International standard is 25. But within this group of people, we have youth in school, youth in high school, youth in workplace, youth who are active in different organizations, youth with disability and minority, youth who are at risk, and youth with international competency who are exposed with a lot of opportunity and platform, and also general youth. And can you imagine that different groups of youth, they have different lifestyle and also preference. Say, for example, those who are already in the workplace and those who are still in the school is very different. And those who are very active in the organizations having international competency and those who are minority might have risk and also at risk is very different. So first of all, the stakeholders have to really understand what type of youth that you are engaging, you want to engage, and what kind of lifestyle that they are having. I remember I have a workshop starting at 9 a.m. and I have a youth walk in with sunglasses, a hip hop, and then he joined my workshop. And during the lunch break, he just say and come and say and told me that, hey, Kak, next time can you do start at 2, 9 a.m. and still sleeping? Right? If you want to reach out those at-risk youth, you have to go to their place, not our place. Secondly, from the youth perspective, I think the young people, when you want to engage with different stakeholders, we need to capacity build ourselves. When you are given the platform, are we ready? We have to think about it. So capacity building reflections is always important if you want to stand in different platform and higher platform. And also last point that I would like to bring is youth people nowadays, especially those with a lot of potential, high capacity, they have too much of good distraction. Although it's good, the opportunities is good, the program is good, but it might be a distraction. And therefore, set your goal, what you want to achieve, and focus on it, and it will be blossom.
Whoa, that's such a powerful message. Thank you so much, Zoel, for that. I think this is also a great way to go into Dr. Wylen's next question, I think, that we have. Dr. Wylen, so Zoel mentioned a lot about youths from different backgrounds, right? So when we're talking about youths, we also have this gender disparity that is very much present in Southeast Asia. So specifically looking at, the inequalities for girls and women, what can we do to better position them in these decision making spaces? So perhaps you yourself as a woman and the people that you have mentored and coached before this, how can we better include them in these spaces? Perhaps you could share a little with us on the best practices you have.
Okay, thank you for the question, Miss. In my opinion, if we truly want to address gender inequality, we must take intentional steps to amplify the voices of women and girls in decision, right? Making spaces for them. It starts with ensuring equal access to education and training because when women and girls have to the chance to learn, grow, and develop their skills, they don't just gain knowledge, they gain confidence, strength, resilience, and the power to shape their own futures. But education alone is not enough. We need to create strong support networks, study groups, cooperatives, and discussion forums where women can connect, share experiences, and uplift one another. These spaces are more than just gatherings. They are platforms for empowerment and advocacy. At the same time, we must actively challenge outdated stereotypes and cultural norms that have held women back for too long. Public education and awareness campaigns play a crucial role in shifting mindsets and making gender equality a lived reality, not just an idea. And let's be clear, true empowerment isn't just about opportunity, it's also about practical support. Childcare services, healthcare access, and skill training enable women to balance their responsibilities and step into leadership roles with confidence. Because when women are given the tools and the support they need, they don't just participate, they will lead. That's why at Cici Foundation Indonesia, we ensure that young female volunteers take on leadership roles through hands-on experience. By rotating as coordinators in various activities, they build confidence, sharpen their decision-making skills, and prepare themselves to become future leaders. At Cici Foundation Indonesia, we actively foster youth participation through Cicing, which is for volunteers aged 16 until 23 years old, and Komunitas Tunas. Yeah, maybe you can call it as young volunteer. Those aged 24 until 35 years old. These platforms provide training, mentorship, and opportunities for young people, also for women and girls to develop creative initiatives that drive positive societal change. By empowering them with knowledge and experience, we cultivate future leaders capable of making a lasting impact. Based on data in 2024, our youth volunteers has increased almost 100% than a year before. It's because they have been given a chance, take more steps for making a good deeds. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wylen. I think that's a really good case study for us to also learn from. So I think it's really impressive that, you can empower young people, especially women and girls, through these kinds of programs that Suchi Foundation Indonesia is doing. So still on the theme of inclusion here, let's go back to Mr. Lim. So Mr. Lim, I think we all want to know, right? How can we better include marginalized groups in all spaces of decision making, from implementation to accountability? Do you have any best practices that you can share with us? So handing it over to Mr. Lim. Mr. Lim, I'm so sorry, I think you're muted.
Sorry, my mic was off. With a rapidly aging population, youth, even those with disabilities, are a premium. They are a part of a limited human capital resource that must not be neglected or marginalized. When we shift our paradigm of thinking to look at disabled youth as a resource rather than a liability, the scenario will change rapidly. The best model that I can think of is a 4Ps: public, private, and people partnership. Governments can take the initiative to co-create a nurturing space for disadvantaged youth to be engaged and heard. The private sector can take it up with a notch towards greater inclusivity. The people sector, where we all come from, should continue advocating for the voice of disabled youth to be heard, and even better heard, and better engaged, and better enabled, and better empowered. Remember the word synergy. We need to take a synergistic approach to value add to their system. We are very familiar with addition. 1 + 1 = 2. But with synergy, 1 + 1 can equal 5. Many helping hands make light work. And I hope we can all practice this synergistic approach to make the voice of marginalized groups in our midst, in all our spaces, to be better heard, to be better engaged, and to find that rightful place in the community that we belong. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are very impactful words. Even though it was so brief, I think it was a very good way to show how we all need to really work together to include marginalized voices in the community. So I think next we will move on to our last question and also some final remarks from our youths themselves. So Ellie, coming back to you, right?
Yeah.
How can other stakeholders engage with youths meaningfully? So what's your take on this? What can these stakeholders do to make all of these processes like decision making, policy making, and the monitoring processes, how can they make it more youth friendly so that we are able to ensure that these spaces remain something that is for the youths, by the youths, and we are working together to create a better future?
Yeah, so based on my experience, I feel like you guys are very lucky. In our country, it's just kind of difficult to communicate with the, stakeholder. So, but we got a lot of chance like to talk with the stakeholder. Still, we are getting the chance to talk with the stakeholder, like mostly international stakeholder. So, in my point of understanding, like under the meanings of the stakeholder, there will be like NGO, government sector, private sector, so like that. So, okay. So when I was in Malaysia, so I met YB from your country, Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development. So he mentioned and he spotlight about the youth and stakeholder engagement. He mentioned that. So the government sector also want the innovations and the idea from you, and also that you also want the supporting from that. Without their support, I feel that we cannot do anything. So we have the idea. So we want the support, how we can implement our idea. So yeah, that's it. So how I feel like how they can engage with us is by making open events, so to communicate with the youth and then by listening youth why what they want and what they need. Youth are they know the trend, they know what the world is changing. So I think they should listen more about youth, more from the youth why, so we know how to communicate with our younger generation. So imagine that communicate with our younger generation by them and by ourselves. So I think we are more suitable to communicate with our future generation so that they can support us like both physically, mentally, and also like financially. And also they can also, I also wish that we can be to participate in the policy making session. So we have the idea, we know how to solve the problem, and then we want to give our proposal. And also, it's not only the paper document, we want to see the action. So I want open communications, and then I also wish that more the stakeholder come to the youth event and come to the youth environment to listen youth voice and also to participate with you to make the policy making. That so that we can hand on our experience and our solutions to our future generation, because later on we will be like older generation again, so that we have to continue to our future generation. So the communications and also listen the youth voice. And yeah, if they want to communicate, if they want to engage with you, it's so easy. Today is social media case, so they can communicate from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Why not? So that they can also come to our university, our site event. There's a lot of way so that we can create a better solution for our future generation. I also feel like that, so I believe that.
Thank you so much. That's such a powerful message from Ellie as well. We have a little bit of time left, so I'm gonna call on each of our speakers to give some final messages for our participants here, especially from the youths and children. Okay, so Zoel, you first.
Okay, thank you. I think recently what I reflect a lot is care about the outcome, not just the output, which means that we may do a lot of things, but you do not know the value, you do not know where is the destination. We are busy with maybe nothing. When you're still young, below 30 years old, it's good to explore because we do not know the world yet. Explore to identify your interests. But when you come to certain level of your life, we should set our goal and pursue it.
Thank you so much, Zoel. I think that that's the experience speaking. So I will now move on to Dr. Wylen. Do you have any final messages for our young people here today?
Okay. Maybe my final message is come on, just show up yourself and then do a good deeds, right? Because at like us, Cici Foundation Indonesia, our mission extends deeply into social and humanitarian work. So maybe you have to give your time to dedicate yourself, and then move forward. Just be yourself. Create increase your self efficacy, and then yeah, be yourself. Just give your time to be a better time, and then uh, be a be a good person, and then be a leader in the next future. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wylen. And Mr. Lim, final message for the young people here.
Hey, I think to me, disability inclusion is always a work in progress, and it should never be an afterthought. We should plan from the very beginning, uh, and then at the planning stage, we should include people with disabilities. At the implementation stage, we also should include people with disabilities, and at the evaluation stage, we should also include people with disabilities. So it is a work in progress, and it should never be an afterthought. Let's plan, let's implement, and let's evaluate, but with people with disabilities in mind. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Lim, for those final words. And last but not least, of course, Ellie, last thing for your fellow youth comrades.
Okay, so thank you so much for meeting you guys today, and thank you everyone, and thank you my senior speaker, and I really enjoyed this event. So yeah, my message is come on, we can do this. We have to do this, and we must to do this, and we need to do this for our next generations. And then don't afraid, and then don't lose don't be feel lack all your confidence. So last year Ellie, she cannot speak very well, so this year I can speak, and I'm happy to communicate with you all. So I also use my LinkedIn with my this name, so PPAPO, so you can search me, and you can also message me on LinkedIn. So every time when you come to Bangkok, so you can just text me, and we can share our personal experience, and we can share our ideas, and also we can create our better future. So yeah, the future is in our hand, and let's do together. Okay, so I think we can do that. You guys are very good people and very good young leaders. And yeah, I also have to, learn a lot from you. So thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you so much. I'm very proud to be here. And then come on, let's do together. Thank you. Oh, Kuha,
Muted.
you are muted.
Sorry. So thank you so much, Ellie. That's a really great message. And also, that's a message. Do this together, because everyone don't go away. We also have a breakout segment after this, in which all our participants, we invite you to share your experiences and also inputs for our report that we're doing after this event. And we're going to be sharing that report with stakeholders, but more on that to come later. For now, of course, as always, for any event, let's take a picture. So everyone who is willing and able to, please turn on your cameras for 1 minute so that we're able to take our picture for this event. Okay. So everyone get your hair nice and ready, put on your best smiles, and I'll pass it over to our media guy, Hakim, to be able to moderate how he wants this picture session to go. Hakim, are you ready?
Yes, hold on. I'm just adjusting something.
Okay, sure. All right, everyone who's in process of turning on your cameras, please do. Okay, Hakim, okay? Ken?
Okay. We'll just take a formal picture and just another your personal picture. I mean, like your style picture. Okay.
Okay.
First, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold on. Let me take a picture from my laptop. Okay. Um. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much to all four of our speakers as well. And now we're going to be moving on into the breakout discussion. So, the speakers, if you would like to stay on and join the breakout discussion, feel free to do so. But if you need to leave, thank you so much again for being here. Okay. So, for everyone else who's still in the call, I'm going to very briefly explain to you what the breakout group segment is about, and then you can move into your breakout discussions to discuss with all the other participants about your input for youth leadership in a sustainable future. Okay, so you'll be divided into 5 different breakout rooms. At the maximum, each breakout room is going to have about 20 people, but I believe there will be lesser today. So one facilitator will moderate and gather your inputs for the session. Please share your inputs for the question when the moderator prompts you. There will be 3 main prompts. You can unmute yourself to share verbal inputs, or you can even share written inputs. So you can type out your inputs through an anonymous form that will be shared in the group chat later. Please keep your inputs brief and short so that others also have a chance to speak, and always maintain a respectful discussion, even if you disagree with the other person. And if at all, the time isn't enough because we know it's such a short time period for you to be talking, you can give additional or extensions of your inputs in the anonymous form even after the event ends. That form is going to be open for 6 hours after the event ends, and it will be linked inside the feedback form itself. So make sure you access the feedback form at the end of the event today. We will be sharing it on screen, so you can still give your inputs 6 hours after this event ends. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. The next prompts, I'll just very briefly touch about it. Next slide, please, Asman. Okay, so these are the 3 prompts that you're going to be discussing in the breakout section. So the first prompt is challenges. What challenges do you face in making your voice heard about sustainable development? So you can share your experiences, any ideas, and so on and so forth. Second is ideas. What can we do to make youth empowerment more accessible, inclusive, and meaningful? And lastly is a vision for the future. What are your hopes, and what do you think a world beyond 2030 after the SDGs time period has ended looks like, and how do you see yourself in it? Okay, I hope everything is clear. I'll give you a few seconds if there's any clarification questions that come in. But if not, I will let you all get into the breakout section. So 1 minute while I divide everyone into the rooms. Okay? Okay. All right, I'll open all the rooms now. I hope everyone can go into the rooms as well. See you guys back in 20 minutes. Azman, can you help me check if each breakout room has a facility?
Sekejap. Okay, Atalia ada. Kenzo ada.
Okay.
Azrina got.
Oh, I will move Zinchi to room 4.
Room 4. Yeah.
Yeah. And who else? Huh?
Room 5. Okay, ada.
Ada.
Sun ada. Yeah, ada.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
So
complete.
each already has one. Okay. For Mark Dank here, please go join your breakout room segment. Or is there anything you would like to clarify as well? It's fine. Hakim, anything?
I can't join the other breakout room.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Whenever you want to join, let me know and I will move you manually. I don't think I can separately tell you to like move. I mean like let you move around. Sorry.
I see. But tadi Azman dia buat boleh. Macam mana?
Oh, ya ke? Sekejap Sekejap. Oh, sebab that one kita allow participants to choose room.
Okay. Sorry.
Faham?
Tak boleh? Sekejap. I bagi you the power tak boleh ke? Let me check.
Bagi you the power. Is he not a co-host?
Oh no.
No, I cannot do anything. Sekejap.
Oh, sorry.
So need to manually lah.
Yeah.
You want me to put you in what room?
Ada berapa room
There's 5. I can put you in room 1 first and then I tukar-tukar you in like 2-3 minutes ke, so you can take video for each room.
Okay,
Video or photo ke. Boleh?
Boleh.
Nanti you remind me in the group kalau I lupa.
Okay. Tu breakout room first one dulu lah.
Sekejap. Macam mana nak move you pula? Sekejap. Sekejap
Azman, you
Alah.
giving time ke? Okay. Thank you.
How to put... Koha, do you know how to put Hakim input room 1?
You nak pergi room 1 ya? Okay, jap. I hantar you. Okay, dah. Pergi.
Hantar you. Okay. Let me check the time. 1:35. Okay. Can broadcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's easier. I think I'll go join some room. Then I'll be back here.
Okay, sure. I will
Bye.
wait here kalau ada apa-apa.
Alright.
Okay. Bye. Tell me when I need to broadcast to change this one. Okay?
So what?
This one. Sebab Sean semalam kan minta like every 6 minutes.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Tadi diorang start pukul berapa tadi?
They started 1:15 supposedly, but
15. Okay.
yeah.
15, okay.
Tak buffer time.
Itulah tu. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hi, Kuhar.
Hi, Ellie. Hello. Hello. Hello to the person who just joined. They're currently having a breakout segment. Hello to Murni, and also I'm not so sure who this is. Frida and all. Oh, is your breakout group discussion over?
Yes, our breakout room is over.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Okay, you're ahead of schedule, so please, feel free to take some time to get some water or something like that. We still have another 4 minutes left for this particular segment. So Hasif Idraki, I think he just joined. So Hasif, if you did not get to give any inputs, we will have a feedback form later where you can also share your inputs in online through a survey form. Okay, so please don't go away. Stay tuned for our discussants to be sharing what went down in the breakout group discussions. So yeah, thank you so much, and just wait for another 3 minutes, guys.
Hi, Kuha.
Oh, hi, Jai.
Is everything all right?
Yes, everything's good. We're just waiting for another 2 more minutes for our breakout group discussions to end, and then we're gonna be bringing them back here for a short discussion from Kenzo and Sinchi. So just another 1 more minute.
No worries.
And
Thank you so much.
all right, thank you. Hey everyone, another 10 seconds more to let our friends come back from the breakout rooms because it looks like breakout room 2 is still going strong here. So just another few seconds. Okay, everybody, I hope has come back into the session. Welcome back, everyone, and I hope you all had a great breakout group discussion. So, now we're going to be hearing from two of our facilitators, Kenzo and also Zinchi, who will be sharing a little bit about what exactly went down in their breakout rooms. Okay, so everyone, don't go back yet. We also have a feedback form later at the end for your certificates and also for you to answer the survey if you did not get to speak just now. So for now, I will first pass it to Kenzo to share what went down in your breakout room. And then after that, Kenzo, you can rope Sinchi into your discussion as well.
All right, so hello everyone. My name is Kenzo, and I'm from the Buddhist Tucci Foundation. I work at the International Youth Leadership Program of this organization, and yeah, we really had enriching discussions and sharing through the three prompts, and I'm very grateful for the three people who shared in our room, their thoughts and the way they really conveyed their messages for us to hear. It's really good. Like I really like it, and we really had a productive session. All right, so I just want to say before I start discussing the prompts, everyone really has a positive outlook to what the future will be like for our youth, and particularly for the three different prompts that really help us navigate like uh, the plans that we're planning to establish and the community development organizations that we currently belong in. So for the first question, we really had like a run through with a question. So it was shared by one of our sharers. She said that opportunities for you to access training when it comes to, to having a sustainable approach to development projects, the youth doesn't really have proper access when it comes to these things. So as a result, fewer youth can get like opportunities internationally, and they can't really get the platform that they want to have for them to speak up and for them to have a seat at the table. So it's really hard for the youth, and we really see this as a challenge, and it really is like a huge barrier for us to conquer, for us to for us to communicate ourselves, our problems in our countries, and to establish the projects that we want. So this really says a lot about the access when it comes to these opportunities as a challenge in our society today. So for our second prompt, we just share like what can we do to make the youth empowered, more accessible, inclusive, and meaningful. Someone shared like from the Philippines. It was Peter, if I'm not mistaken. He said he's part of a youth organization, and what they do in that particular organization is they create project organization ideas, which is very unique. And just I think last year or like this year, they just won a national award in the Philippines as the best local individual local program. So as this is a very good example of a best practice because they really became successful when implementing this initiative because this initiative called Project Patadag, which means to project to stand up. So they wanted the youth to stand up and to create project implement to have a seminar on project implementation, project planning, teaching financial literacy, and teaching technical writing. So I was very impressed by this project because they really wanted more youth to be engaged when it comes to these non-government organizations or like non-profit organizations that we have right now. And there's so much youth right now establishing different projects, NGOs, NPOs that are present today. So we can really say that the youth is really moving towards the positive side of creating changes in our society. Another output is
Sorry,
for
Kenzo. I'm gonna
sorry.
have to stop you there. So
Oh, okay.
that we
So
can pass
yeah.
it over to Sinchi as well.
All
If we
right.
have
So
more
I'm done.
time,
Yeah. So thank
I
you.
will
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I
much for
will
the
come back
sharing.
to you later.
Yeah, okay, sure. So I'll just do like a quick summary of what my breakout room discussed about. So for discussion point 1 about the challenges that young people face, one of the participants highlighted that a lot of people in Myanmar are not aware about the SDGs, so they don't know where to start, and there's a lot of communication gaps. And also, other participants have shared that SDGs are not taught at the university level or like at any other educational level. And it's important to kind of incorporate it into educational curriculums for people to identify ways to help, and also provide platforms, so such as a leadership program can really help them to find ways to involve themselves. And also, there is a point about how previous generations are not about SDGs, and this leads to children not being very aware about it. And there's sometimes some stigma, knowing that some people think that SDGs may serve someone from a higher socioeconomic status than a lower socioeconomic status, due to stigmas and so forth. And in terms of like solutions or how to make youth empowerment more accessible, inclusive, and meaningful, there's this huge point about social media. So the way that we can engage young people and localize it to different contexts. This may be languages and the way that it's explained in different communities, and also the importance of prioritizing 1 or 2 SDGs within your capacity, since it's kind of impossible to work on every single SDG, since there's like 17 different sustainable development goals. So in the third discussion point, in terms of seeing in the future and how do you see the world to envision to be like, one of the participants shared about mentorship, the importance of it. And this can be done at a university level where seniors can actually guide juniors, and this can form a huge continuous cycle of learning. And also, I do think this can be extrapolated to different communities. This can be done in NGOs, this can be done in work, and so forth. So yeah, thank you.
Wow, that is some rapid rapid discussion. Thank you so much, Sinchi. And okay, we'll go on to the final part of today, which is sharing the feedback forms. Asman, could you please move on there? Okay, guys, so this is a very important form. Please answer this survey form because it is a way for you to get your certificate of participation and also include your name in the report that we are going to be making with all of the inputs that you have given today. So thank you so much everyone for being here. We really appreciate it, and you will hear more updates about this creative report in the weeks to come. So when we have an update, we're going to be sharing it with you. And for that purpose, please do fill up this survey form because we want to know your feedback about this event as well. So with that, thank you so much everyone for joining today. We loved having you all here and we hope to see you again at different events. And please enjoy the rest of the Asia Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development happening until tomorrow. There are also other virtual side events that you can join, and we hope to see you again soon. We'll leave this open until 1:45 p.m. If anyone still wants to access this post-event survey form. But yeah, that's it for today. And thank you all so much for joining. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you,
Bye bye.
everybody. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.